Sports is the playground. You can't talk politics. We get away from politics by going to sports, whether it's a talk show, whether it is a game, whether it's just, look, I'm away, I'm going over here, I'm watching the Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Don't talk about sports. But obviously now with the advent of Donald Trump, that's certainly changed. People on the crazy-ass left in sports have felt compelled to jump up and down, stand on their head, poop snowballs, and rip the right, mostly Donald Trump. We've seen it from Popovich, coach of the Spurs, coach of the Warriors. We've seen it from Rivers, coach of every team that's loaded, and then he screws it up. But boy, oh boy, when we see it from somebody on the right, somebody actually saying, MAGA, make America great again, we lose our mind. We demand an explanation, and that's exactly what the worst human being in sports media, Jemele Hill, is doing. And others, they're demanding an explanation. You're a coward. You lack the guts, Hill says, to explain the Trump support. She cites LeBron James in detail, Harris not. Bosa wouldn't talk too much about the election, while James voiced why. I will get to that in a second. He'll vote for Harris. Meanwhile, the NFL is reportedly reviewing, evaluating, deciding whether to fine. Really? Whether to fine Nick Bosa. That seems kind of silly. Now, you got to understand something about James. James, yes, he certainly did support Harris. And he did it with a bunch of racist lies. Even the African-American community is saying, yo, LeBron, you're lying. They're talking about how racist Donald Trump is in some video that, his company made. That's not LeBron James having guts. That's LeBron James, I would think, actually, probably being told, look, we got you on tape at the Diddy parties. You better step up here. That's just my theory. I don't know if it's true, but it seems to be a conspiracy theory that is raging. And guess what? Conspiracy theories are only about 6 months from being true. All right. LeBron supports Kamala over women's rights issues. Let's hear that. I want to hear that.
Be a good day. Everything was kind of silent, and I wanted to make sure that it's seen, heard with force. Having a daughter, having a wife, having a mother, and things of that nature, what she believes in when it comes to women's rights, when it comes to the future, with my kids and where I see our country should be. I feel like that endorsement is only right. It is. Come on, you guys know me. I'm damn sure I'm going the other way.
What is your experience in 2020 with More Than a Vote? Teach you about politics, show you about politics, show you about the impacts you can have in a very specific way?
It all started with, the shut up and dribble, thing, obviously. And to be able to be in a position where you can have some influence, and you have a lot of people who, who want to be in a position to have influence as well, to be able to speak outside of their realm, if it's sports or if it's, the music or movies or whatever it is, whatever the industry is, to be able to have a platform where, I was able to gather, a lot of men and women to be able to speak out from that moment. And then, More Than a Vote campaign, obviously, an initiative.
He's a dumbass. He said nothing. See, and reporters are worse. What is it about women's rights that you don't like? What is it? What is it about women's rights that you feel? So he has a daughter. I know the girl here in Indy, or I know the girl here in Indy that, is someone's daughter that, Anyway, he has a daughter. He has a mother. He said nothing. Realm. He heard the word realm somewhere, and he threw it in there. Initiative. He said nothing. What is that? His 8th grade education only carries him with reporters. LeBron, here's the question. You're talking about women's rights. What about women's rights? Do you think women should be able to have an abortion up until 9 months, like they do in Minnesota? LeBron, you have a daughter. Are you going to teach them to keep their legs closed? LeBron, were you at P. Diddy parties? Somebody could ask him a question other than to listen to the stupidity. I mean, if there was a transcript of that, all right, and you put on it some guy with a high school education getting dressed while talking about it, you wouldn't pay any attention. In fact, you would not teach this to any low-level journalism school. LeBron, what did 2020 teach you? Really? Hey, LeBron, what about women's rights? You're speaking out. People are influenced, like you said, in the realm with the initiative. What about women's rights? Are you not digging? And then listen to him say nothing. He should support Kamala Harris. He should. Why wouldn't he? He's the same person, full of shit. Anyway, here's Jemele. Oh, look. LeBron was asked about a political statement that he made and explained it in detail. That's explaining it in detail? Hold on. He said nothing. He said absolutely nothing. Zero. And the media was too stupid and scared and intimidated to actually ask a follow-up. You think that's answering the question? That's no different than putting a MAGA hat on there. What is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? I don't get it. If you think that that is answering a question, you're dumber than you look. He didn't answer nothing. He said words. You know what I'm saying? Words were said. Nothing was actually stated. Nothing. Zero, zip, nada. What are you talking about? I got a headache. I got gas. The NFL is reportedly looking into Bosa's act of wearing the hat. Oh, yeah, man. You better look into this. This is dangerous. This is dangerous business here, even though we got all kind of other things going on. And it could result in a fine. The NFL rulebook states, Rule 5, Section 4, Article 8, what players are allowed to wear, and more importantly, what they are not allowed to wear when they get to the stadium on game day. The league will not grant permission to any club or player to wear, display, or otherwise convey messages through helmet, decals, armbands, jersey patches, mouthpiece, or any other items affixed to game uniforms or equipment which relate to political activities or causes, other non-football events, causes, or campaigns, or charitable causes or campaigns. Do what we support. Damn it. Now, I don't know. Let me see here. Helmet decal, no. Armband, no. Jersey patch, no. Mouthpiece, no. Other items affixed to game uniforms or equipment, I don't think so. Is on his head. Yeah, I think you're good. That's how I look at it. I think you're good. You're good. No, seriously, I do. I think you're all right. Yeah, I think you're good. So I don't know. I would assume that we are going to fine him. I would assume that because he was not, I don't know, bragging on Kamala Harris, I would assume that's what we're going to do. I mean, wouldn't you? What a joke. What an absolute joke. Look, I'm not mad about any of it, but let's just keep an even field here. LeBron James talking like an eighth grader that has never opened a book. Well, I got to tell you, it's kind of simple. It's kind of crazy. You know, LeBron James put out a moronic, racist tweet about Donald Trump, and that's viewed as heroic. That's viewed as, oh, my God, look at what he's doing. He's so heroic. No, he's an idiot. And I know things. I do. I do. I'm sorry. I do. I don't want to hear about LeBron James being this great guy. I don't want to hear about LeBron James being anything other than a jackass. That's all he is. A racist jackass who has said, I don't want any white friends. Hey, good for him, man. But we all know the deal. As long as you stay supporting the left, you're good. You're good. You're seriously good. And I don't want to hear about politics and sports. Steph Curry at the DNC, Stevie Kerr, Popovich. Yeah, I don't want to hear about it. If I were LeBron James, I'd do what LeBron James is doing. Why wouldn't you? Hell yeah. There's no reason not to. None. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it hits. And we'll see how the election goes. But, man, is this loaded up? That's all I'll say. This is really, truly loaded up. All right, Jason Kelce was not happy, and rightfully so. See, I believe the world lost two things. Lost one of its great disciplinary things when the ass beating was outlawed. You know, the bar fight, I'm going to punch you in the head, don't call me names, when people actually had to put a little respect for other people. I also think the world lost itself with the Kardashians. My wife has a theory which I endorse. The Kardashians made it such that it's all about me, my clicks, my pictures, my brand. Now, I want you to think about this for just a second. The Kardashians made millions and have millions of followers, maybe hundreds of millions of followers with what? Me, I. So a guy's walking down the street, and guess what? Me, I, me. And he also knows he's not going to get his ass beat because, well, you can't whoop somebody's ass anymore. No, it's true. Third thing would probably be we don't have insane asylums anymore. We need to bring back the asylum. We need to straighten them out. We need to make damn sure that, Nurse Ratched isn't in there electrocuting patients. But you get my point. All right, here's the deal. Jason Kelce was being harassed. And I'm a voicist. And I can tell by the voice of these punks that they're exactly what I said, punks. He was being harassed by seemingly drunk Penn State students, with one of them yelling, "How does it feel that your brother is a gay slur for dating Taylor Swift?" Which makes no sense. See, the guy that said that needs his ass beat on a couple levels. One, he's a loudmouth punk. Two, he's a loudmouth anti-gay punk. Like, I'll defend LGTB, whatever community. I will, as long as they're not crazy. I'll defend anybody as long as they're not crazy. I mean, once they get to crazy, then you got to go somewhere else. What's crazy? Dancing around on the White House lawn without your damn clothes on is crazy. But just calling Jason Kelce that name in public and you're recording it shows you need an ass whooping. No, it really does, particularly with the voice. Listen to the voice of this little biatch as he yells at Jason Kelce. Let's play that again. I don't know if I heard the voice. Oh, maybe we didn't play the guy saying. Let's play it. Let's go. Kelce's going to have a problem because the little bitch boy behind doing this, not great. Jason Benetti, and I got stuck in traffic, people traffic, leaving Michigan State, Michigan. As we were leaving, we got caught in this little section. The students were here yelling and screaming at me, going nuts. Guy was calling me all kind of names while he put his camera in my face from the bleachers. Like I was here walking, we got stopped, and he puts the camera in my face. And I just I didn't need the aggravation. Guy came at me in a car one time at Iowa. I'm driving. Kid comes running up, puts a camera in my face, and asks me if I do sexual things with a player named Aaron Kraft. I just stared ahead. Probably the wise thing to do. But I like what Kelce did. He just smashed the phone. Now, here's the problem. You know the problem. If you're such a little bitch that you put your camera in someone's face while yelling gay slurs, you're a little bitch in other areas. So Kelce will have a problem. Kelce didn't appreciate it. He went Hulk Hogan. I want to be on the jury because I don't give a damn. I'm not convicting him. In fact, I'm convicting the other guy of a hate crime, hate speech. Yeah, let's do it that way. But anyway, that stuff pisses me off. People hiding behind their cameras makes me crazy. All right, I'm ready to throw hands with anybody. I need Nick in on this. I'm ready to throw hands on anybody that doesn't have Indiana in their top 12. Indiana football is freaking awesome. They got down 10-0 on the road at Michigan State, and everybody said, well, wait till they get punched in the mouth. Wait till they get tested. Yeah, they ran off 47 straight. People are stupid. Anyway, all right, let's unveil OutKick. We got a panel of OutKick voters who decided who they believed earned the place as one of the top 12 teams in college football. Let's start off with the rankings. There you go. Or now, remember, we got to do the first 4 with conference champions. So the Big Ten champ right there is number 1. SEC champ is number 2. ACC champ number 3, Miami. And Big 12 champ, BYU, number 4. And then it gets sexy. Then it gets really sexy. All right, Ohio State, I see you, but we're coming. We're coming in 2 weeks. Yeah, Dakich is coming to your city. Yeah, we got the bus going. We're going over. I bought tickets, and let's go. Texas. Next, Penn State. After they got their ass beat with some pretty good goal line stand by Ohio State. Then there's the Hoosiers. Now, look, I'm not going to pretend and say that Indiana could handle the back-to-back games that, you know what, Tennessee or LSU or all these schools have to do. I get it. But I will also say this. Here's their back-to-back-to-back. At Michigan State, that's like Mississippi State. Michigan coming into the Rock Memorial Stadium, that's like LSU now. Good, but not great. Maybe a little lesser than that. And then Ohio State at the Shoe. So that, ladies and gentlemen, that is like any other big-time team in the country. Alabama, Georgia, you name it. So Indiana is back-to-back-to-back. Here we go. Tennessee, Notre Dame, I think, is playing great. No, don't at me with Notre Dame. I know people wanted to count Notre Dame out, and you should have. Right now, Notre Dame be balling, yo. Riley Leonard's getting it done a lot better than he was early in the year. Alabama Slammer, probably just because. And then Boise State. I watched Boise State the other night. You know what I thought? You know what I did? Turned it off. Took a nap. Here's the matchups, Tennessee, Indiana in the 8-9 game. Boise, Ohio State. That's where you want to be. Indiana beats Ohio State. They may get to be number 4 and get the bye. But they also, ladies and gentlemen, wouldn't mind being number 5. I'll take a shot with Boise State and then BYU. Alabama, Texas, what a game, 11-6. Winner goes on to play Miami, and then Notre Dame, Penn State, winner with Georgia. Stay out of that 10-7 game in this scenario. I don't know who I would rather play, truthfully, in the second round, Oregon or Georgia. Hey, Nickelodeon, what are your thoughts? You like the ranking?
I mean, the whole 1 through 4 is will always be a little confusing to me, but I don't hate them. I think honestly, Indiana should probably be a little bit higher. I think Tennessee should be a little bit higher. Penn State might need to be a little bit lower. They are still a very good football team, although they got absolutely, they lost a barn burner against Ohio State. I don't really hate anything else
in the whiteout.
I don't really hate anything.
I'm good
else
with all of it. Now. It's going to play out. These teams are going to play each other. Let's see who everybody voted for here. That's hard to read. Look at Clay. All right, Indiana. Will Kane. Will Kane didn't text me back. There was a day everybody texts me back. Oh, even Coach Holtz is in with Indiana. Look at the great Trey Wallace. Is Trey mad at me? Why has Trey not been on the show? Look,
I think you're going to have a lot of beat with Les Miles.
Hold on. Stop. Les Miles still hasn't put Indiana in there. What are we doing? I mean, where's he at? Come on, Les. What's going on here? I mean, who's in here? All the old guys. What? Get out of here, Les. Everybody else has got Indiana in there. And Brock Hewart's got Indiana in there, but he's got a weird logo. You got to go with the surrounding logo. All right, number 8, Indiana. We talked about it. Dismantled Michigan State 47-10. It was 10-0. And next thing you know, 47 points later, Louisville just whooped that ass. I was watching that game. That was in Clemson, right? Howard Field, touched the rock, all that happy horse bleep. Cole Klubick or whatever his name is. No. Jeff Brom is a terrific football coach, and Jeff Brom leaving Purdue is something that Purdue certainly has not been able to overcome. Ryan Walter was a terrible hire at Purdue. You don't hire a defensive coordinator from Illinois, of all places, that has never been a head coach, that's 12 years old. I don't know if it was a DEI hire or they actually felt like he was the best guy out there. I can't imagine it because that program is a mess. I mean, a mess. Our favorite, I was texting with, no, I wasn't texting with him. I was tweeting with him yesterday. Our favorite, Shane Beamer. Shane Beamer, down goes Texas A&M, and they got their kicked, Texas A&M. It wasn't that long ago that Texas A&M was coming back. They had lost to Notre Dame in Kyle Field. They had won some games, won them in Presley, beat LSU, blah, 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 blah. And then they went between the hedges in South Carolina, and South Carolina not only beat that, but they tore down their own hedges by jumping through them. I'm digging that action. Nick mentioned it. Ohio State, 1-10. That's what James Franklin is against Ohio State. I want you to think about that. But I think James Franklin got screwed here. That game should have been the NBC Saturday night Big Ten game. I understand it's a draft. I get all that. That whiteout should have been at night. That whiteout being in the afternoon, still great, don't get me wrong. But damn, Oregon beat the dog out of Michigan in the Big House. Now, guess what? Michigan has to travel to the Rock Memorial Stadium. Sold out. I think I'm doing my radio show from there. I'm not sure. SMU defeated Pitt in a game. SMU's getting some momentum to get into the college football playoff. Pitt was rocking, was rolling. The coach Narducci was, all of a sudden, we talked about it last week. He redid their NIL stuff. Well, they got that ass beat. All right. Nick, I don't see Loyola Marymount in here. And other Nick, I don't see Colorado in here. But we're going to talk Colorado in a minute. I don't see Loyola Marymount in here, Nick. Where are they?
They would never be in there, even if they had a football team. I went to a very small D1. We didn't have football. And even if we did have a football team, that team would be ass. That team would be so buns.
I love the modern guy's language. That team would be ass. That team would be so buns. Is that what you said? Was that the second one? That team would be buns?
Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah. Because it's true. It's so true.
It is true. It is true. You can't have surfers playing football, but I'll tell you this. Colorado was off. Don't sleep on Colorado winning that Big 12. Just saying. Kevin Durant. Hey, Kevin Durant's never happy. He sits there, he's like my microphone. Kevin Durant's like everybody tells me he's like one of the 5 nicest guys in America. Like they tell me he is one of the best dudes ever, and he tries so damn hard to hide it. You know what I mean? Like, why are you hiding it? But he tries. He's always sullen. He's always angry. Well, he's angry at Stephen A. Smith, and he wants everyone to know how he truly feels about the woke ESPN host. He also trolled people on X who lost money betting on him. This is dangerous business here. I'd be careful here. After he had 0 points in the fourth quarter of the Suns' win against the Clippers on Friday night, I would be very careful were I a coach or an athlete discussing anything gambling. I would be careful. We just saw what happened to John Tay or whatever the hell his name is, Porter. Man, I wouldn't talk about it. Yeah, Stephen A., I don't understand how people even listen to Stephen A. I've been in the league for 18 years. Really? I've never seen Stephen A. at a practice or a film session or a shoot around. Never seen him anywhere but on TV talking about players. He's a clown to me. He's always been a clown. You can write that too. There he goes. Now, he's also talking about in the tweets about how he cost some parlay people money. Great dub, Suns. And for my parlayers, good luck next time. It don't care. It don't care. Nappy head will never be on a slip. LOL. Say swear to God on your soul. Stop blaming people who gamble on your trash performance last night. 0 points in the second half. You're washed. Stop blaming me for losing money because you have a gambling problem. Nick, let me ask you a question. You're young. I used to come back at people, but why would Durant do this? What's he doing?
I think that's just his shtick. That's just what he likes to do on the side
Oh.
because he's been doing it for years. So I think he doesn't care about burner accounts. He doesn't care about, the backlash that he's going to receive because he's built such a platform. He's one of the best in the game that he's just like, I don't give a shit what people think of me.
All right, then. Yeah, it is a shtick because he has been doing that. He hasn't been afraid to come back at guys, right? No, you're right about that. I got to do me some thinking on that, but that seems to be his deal. You're right. You right.
He's good at it, too.
All right. That's not great, though. That's not great.
He's really good at it, though. Sometimes it can be really funny.
Oh, all right. Still like that beard. A little darker now, a little thicker now. I kind of like it with really a little thick. Less. I kind of like it a little bit less. But I don't take my word for anything. All right, here we go. Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid seems to be in my news a lot. And it's not for like dropping 50. Joel Embiid is being investigated by the NBA. Joel Embiid, the 76ers big man, reportedly shoved a columnist over a column he didn't like. Man, I don't blame him, though. Why not? These little sniveling pukes, they act like they're such tough guys in their newspaper, and then they act like they're going to war by going in the locker room after writing a column. They should be shoved. They should be confronted. I don't know about shoved, but I got no problem confronting someone physically if that's what you need to do. Like I said, the ass beating needs to be brought back into our society. Yeah. Why not? Awful Announcing will write an article on that. Dakich promotes ass beating. I told you last week they would get an article about what I said about Pat Mack. What are you going to do? According to the Associated Press, which, by the way, when did they get so left-leaning? When did the AP lose their mind? What are they doing? What's going on? I digress. According to the Associated Press, Embiid's frustration was directed at Philadelphia Inquirer Marcus Hayes after he mentioned Embiid's late brother and son, both named Arthur, in a column questioning his professionalism, effort, and his fitness following the Paris Olympics. Next time you bring up my dead brother and my son again, you're going to see what I'm going to do to you, and I'm going to have to live with the consequences. All right. Fair enough. Embiid continued pressing while 7 instances of profanity in the next few sentences. Hayes offered an apology, which the big man did not want. That's not the effing first time. Let's hear from Embiid.
When I see people saying he doesn't want to play, I've been way too much. I've done way too much, for this city, and putting myself at risk, for people to be saying that. So I do think he's like that dude. He's not here, Marcus, whatever his name is. I've done way too much in city to be treated like this. So done way too. But like I said, I wish I was as lucky as other ones, but that doesn't mean that I'm not trying and I'm not doing whatever it takes to be out there, which I'm gonna be here pretty soon.
No, he's full of crap. He hasn't done anything for the city. I mean, he's made $1 zillion, and his managers have done things for the city. Just shut up. If you're dumb enough to say I'm not playing back-to-backs after signing for like $60 million a year, you get what's coming to you. See, one of the things reporters do, and our little resident knucklehead, Greg Doyle, did it, they put in dead brothers or sons to make themselves look compassionate. I didn't read the article, and I don't care to read the article, but that's what they do. They try to make themselves seem and make it more personalized, not necessarily in a negative way towards the person they're writing about, but to make them look more personal. And you know what? What I've learned is these jackasses are such jackasses that they can't help themselves. And frankly, I don't blame Embiid. I don't know if it got physical. What do you guys always say? You can't put your hands on someone, man. Oh, shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Get your name out of my mouth. You can't put your hands on someone. I say it again, shut the living hell up. Hey, if Embiid felt the need to do it, then go ahead and do it and deal with the consequences. But at least he understands there will be consequences. Because the little writer guy's a little batch, right? I mean, these little writer guys walk around, and you see it with Stephen A. Smith. They act like they're players. They try to act like they're something, and they're really full of shit. I mean, they never played, never could play, and there's a reason for that. Anyway, hey, this San Jose volleyball thing with the transgender player and teams in their conference canceling games is getting heated up. Listen to this. San Jose assistant volleyball coach Melissa Beatty Schmooze has been suspended indefinitely by the university after filing a Title IX complaint against her own university that in part alleged that the transgender player Blair Fleming was conspiring with a Colorado State team to throw their October 3rd match. This thing is getting deep. Remember, a lot of teams are saying, yeah, we ain't playing. Let's show some of the screenshots on this. This is interesting. My assistant coach spoke truth to protect my team. Then they fire her. They took away the only safe space we had in the program because she knew that it was right to stand up for the 18 women on the team, not one man. That's the captain of the team. Woo! Good for women, man. Really, good for women. Beatty Smooth, the assistant, filed a Title IX complaint against the school earlier this week that alleged, among other things, that transgender player Blair Fleming conspired with a Colorado State player to throw an October 3rd match between the two teams. Part of the reason for Fleming's actions, Beatty Smooth believed, was for Fleming to get revenge on team captain Brooke Slesher, who had openly criticized the school for allowing a biological male on the team. I just want to protect women's sports and protect the members of our team. I'm concerned about Brooke Slesher and the majority of the team because they're being silenced and their thoughts and feelings don't matter to the university. Man, I don't blame. Good for Brooke Slesher for standing up. Hey, if you throw a match, now I don't know if there's gambling on women's volleyball. I don't know, but does it really matter? Seriously, does it really matter? I don't know if it's a federal crime. I don't know. I really don't. Maybe somewhere, somehow you can bet on it or not. I don't know. But what I do know is this. If it's even thought of that a player on your team is throwing or fixing a match, assistant head, graduate assistant, volunteer assistant, you have the obligation to turn that in. Seems like to me there is no option here. You are to turn this in, period. I don't know what the problem is. I mean, obviously there's more to her suit than that, and obviously if you're a university, you're kind of pissed off that one of our assistant coaches in volleyball is doing that. But I'm telling you right now, what are you supposed to do? Have heard of somebody throwing a match and do nothing? I don't think that make no sense to me. That don't make no sense to me. Anyway, let's recap the NFL last night. Boringest game ever. The Vikings beat the Colts 21-13. Joe Flacco ain't it. Might as well go back to Anthony Richardson. The Lions continue to rock and roll. They went into Lambeau. How about that? How good is it for the Lions to go into Lambeau when it was 50-some degrees, not in the middle of December when it's like 20 degrees below, right? I always look at those things. You don't want to go to Miami in September, early October, because they put you on the visitor sideline as hot as these nuts. And, of course, you don't want to go to Lambeau late. The Falcons, 27-21. Third straight loss. How about that? That Rush guy came in relief of Prescott. Doesn't matter. Kirk Cousins, 19-24. 3 touchdowns. Falcons are interesting, baby. Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. Bills whooped up on the Dolphins. The Bills continue to be just good enough. And Tua and the Dolphins continue to be just bad enough. They do. I don't know. This AFC wild card, the Colts are 4-5 and in the playoffs. You tell me. Hey, hold the phone. Commanders got up 14. And then next thing you know, Daniel Jones ran one in, and it got sexy. Man, Jaden Daniels a bad boy, though. No. Jaden Daniels is a bad, bad man. Daniel Jones got him back in it with a touchdown pass. Next thing you know, they tried to go for two, didn't get it. I'll tell you this. Commander's pretty damn good. And Jaden Daniels really, really good. Cardinals beat the Bears. Remember we talked about Kyler Murray and the Cardinals? That's 4 in a row. What? Bears, Caleb Williams, his daddy, had to delete a tweet talking about the coaching staff and the play calling. Really? Who didn't see that coming?